you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I got out of the house today, properly got out of the house today for the first time in a week. I mean, I've been leaving the house, but I haven't been gone far. But today, went and did my other podcast, the Oppression Chamber podcast. Go listen to it. It's actually getting moved to a different host at the moment, so maybe just hold out. So we did the podcast, met my co-hosts, hung out with them for a few hours. It was fucking sweet. It was nice. It was nice to get some human interaction. I haven't seen anyone besides my wife and my kid for 7 fucking days. I think it's 8 days now, actually. Last Monday to this Tuesday. And there's only so much you can stare at two people's fucking heads before you start getting over them. Actually, I think the reverse might be happening. I think I might be getting Stockholm Syndrome with my own fucking family. I'm beginning to love my captors. That's a weird way to love your family. Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. I was locked inside a house for 2 months with my captors, and I only had 2 options. I could kill them and make an escape, or learn to love them. But boy, was it good to see some fucking new faces and have a good chat. I even stayed behind after the podcast and started chatting. I was like, don't leave me. Let's ride this out another hour. Let's just chat and hang. I realized today, if it wasn't for podcasting, I would be down to like under 100 words per day talking. And most of it's not even real talking either. It's like trying to fucking tell a 4-year-old how to do a puzzle. I never thought I'd be kid voice dad guy. You know those dads that talk in kids' voices? But I fucking am now. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. It sounds real condescending to adults, but to kids, they fucking love it. You just go down, you take it down a few notches and match their intelligence, and then just try and bring them up a little bit. Do you want to go see your friends? That's actually my kid talking to me. I'm like, yes, I do. It's kind of like ordering shit at a Chinese restaurant and you just whack on a little bit of a fucking Chinese accent, just so everyone feels comfortable. Yeah, freile. Flele. Le. One of my mates does that hardcore. He can actually speak Indonesian, but when we go to a Chinese restaurant, he'll just fucking whack on a fucking Chinese accent for some reason. Can we split bill? Split bill. Because he's a real fucking tight ass too. He just wants to split the bill exactly down the middle. Split bill. Four. Split bill. That's what you got to do when you're talking to a 4-year-old. You just got to get down to their level. Same with Chinese waiters. Tell you what I did today, because I was a little bit worried I wasn't going to be able to communicate properly or speak properly at this podcast today. I started reading my kid a Dr. Seuss book. Dr. Seuss is the shit, by the way. Even if you're an adult, go read some Dr. Seuss. Read it out loud. Don't go your fucking mainstream Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Hams. That's all bullshit. You need to get to the gritty stuff. The Lorax is good. Then you've got Oh, the Places We'll Go. That's a fucking great story there. Sneetches is a fucking classic. You got the Starbelly Sneetches. You got the Sneetches with no stars upon thars. The Sneetches are fucking wild. There's Yertle the Turtle too, the fucking dictator turtle who gets brought down by one of his minions named Mac. There's some good shit in there. But the one you should really read, not for its story, just for the tongue twister it is Fox in Socks. When I first started reading that to my kid, I sounded like a semi-fucking autistic kid that failed autistic school. I could not believe how little I could read. And it's a fucking kid's book too, and I was just stumbling over every fucking word. And then I'm like, fuck, I can't keep doing this. So I just kept on reading Fox in Socks, and by rereading Fox in Socks continuously, it helped improve my out loud reading in all areas. I think it's helped me become a better speaker too. A fractionally better speaker. But I don't trip over as many words as I used to, just from reading Fox in Socks. Now I can gun Fox in Socks. I'll just go get it. I'll read a passage to you. I just fucking kill Fox in Socks now. When people come over, when they eventually start coming over again, I'm just going to whip out Fox in Socks, get my kid next to me, pretend I'm a good dad, and just start reading Fox in Socks in front of them, mainly to show off my ability to read. Alright, this is the epic Tweedle Beetle battle. When a fox is in the bottle where the Tweedle Beetles battle with their paddles in a puddle on a noodle-eating poodle, this is what they call a Tweedle Beetle Noodle Poodle Bottle Paddle Muddle Duddle Fuddle Waddle Fox in Socks, sir. That's how you play it. That's how you roll. So I recommend that to anyone out there who's having trouble stringing a sentence together, which might be quite a lot of you. Because I know when I was drinking heavy, I developed a fucking stutter that I have just spent the last 18 months trying to erase, and I still haven't fully fucking erased it yet. And I'm not entirely sure it's a drinking stutter. It could just be a stupidity stutter. I think now what's left of the stutter is just I am a bit of a moron and I don't have enough vocabulary to say what I actually want to say. So I start stuttering and my brain can't think of the word that needs to be said. I think that's the rest of my stutter because I have been reading a lot of Fox in Socks. But I did that today. I read that because I didn't want to get to this fucking podcast and start stuttering with these two idiots. They almost punched each other today in the studio too. It was fucking wild. The tension was there and it was fucking firing. Andrew Roberts was ready to knock John Doerr out. It was pretty wild. That's my job on that podcast, is just to keep these two fucking idiots in line. Point them in a direction and just get them to head down that direction somehow. Anyway, just go listen to that podcast. If you want to listen to it, you're probably not going to find it anywhere just yet. So message me and I'll send you a link to it. Just message on my social media, Boyle Comedy, on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Also, it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not for the faint-hearted, and those guys are pretty fucking wild guys. Alright, that was some good talking today. I did some really good talking. I did some steps. I got my 10,000 words under my belt. And now I feel good. I feel light. I feel like I can eat a pizza. Alright, if you're enjoying the podcast, share it with your friends. See you the fuck later.